Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to paint our canvas black. Francine, you're ahead of the game. So I'm going to paint it black. That's going to be our background. Okay. Also, for those of you who don't have a hair dryer or a blow dryer handy, you might want to run and get one. You'll have time to do that. Just because it'll help get your painting done without colors bleeding into each other. Let me put this here. Okay, here we go. So no big effort on that. Just slap that on, and if you're finished, you can blow dry real quick, which I'm going to do. I will mute myself so I'm not bothering anybody.
Did we just paint the whole back black?
Yeah, the whole background is. We'll start with black.
Is it solid black?
Yes, it is. Did I miss a question?
Carla, I just was asking them to mute because it was really distracting. Not you, the...
Okay. So we're working on a black canvas. And like I said, if you're finished already and you can hit it with the blow dryer real quick, that'll help because our next color is going to be white. And this will help it to not turn into gray. Although a little gray would be okay. So as you're painting your black, I'll talk about how we're going to proceed with the white. So the white, we're going to use a little bit of our paper towels, and we've done this before. We're going to dab the white onto the canvas, and we're going to focus on the and try to center as solid white as possible. And then we'll do a little bit of it, the texture growing towards the edges, but not completely covering up the black. So I'll repeat that in a minute. I'm just filling empty space here with talk. So I'm going to wait for all of you to be ready. As long as I see your hands moving, I know you're still painting. Suzanne looks like a pro over there with her paintbrush in her mouth. So now's a good time to take a sip of coffee. Cheers. Cheers. Okay, let's get started on our white. So grab yourself a napkin or a paper towel, and you're just going to dip it right into your white. You don't have to get too much on there, just a little bit to start. And start in the center, and you're going to just dab around. And you can see it's already making this so cool texture. And as you get to the outer perimeter, keep it lighter. But you want the center to be pretty dense with color. Let me get this up close so we can see it together. So I'm just going to keep the middle pretty solid looking. But on the edges of it, I'm going to create my own texture and design. And this is something I'm always saying. I don't want it to be perfect and symmetrical. I want it to be kind of crazy and expressive. So you're not aiming for perfection here. You just want to create this kind of random space for the flowers.
Sorry that we joined late. Did you start by painting it all black?
I started by painting it all black, and if you can do that real quick, you don't have to do a perfect job on it. Just get some black on there and then blow dry it and then come back. Enjoy. Then you'll be caught up because the next step is going to be white, and that's pretty easy to do. So there it is.
Where can we get a picture of this later so I can walk? Because I usually can't finish like everybody else, and I like to finish it after.
Well, Elena, I don't mind sending you the image, but which I did last time, right? You got it from me last time?
Yes,
I can do that again.
Every week except this week.
And the video, Elena, will be available on Facebook, on the Facebook page.
Oh, all right. I don't have that, but I'll get it.
Is the image posted somewhere, Robbie?
It's also on the Facebook page.
Also on the
But if
Facebook.
you don't have Facebook, if you don't do Facebook, what?
We usually send it by email as well.
Yeah. That's usually how I get it, but I didn't get it this time.
Okay, so I'll make sure you get it again.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, it was sent last night, so maybe if you didn't look at it, or just yesterday it was sent, so.
No, I looked this morning. I didn't get it.
Okay, Elena, we'll send it over again. Don't worry.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we blow dry the white?
No, you don't need to blow dry the white yet. We're going to do a few other techniques first.
Put it down a little bit. I can't see it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm showing it to somebody up on Facebook.
Oh. Okay.
I'll be right there. So someone in Facebook asked to see it close up. And there it is for us on this computer screen. Okay.
So the white is pretty much all over.
The white is let me you could do a little tour around the painting.
Okay.
And see that it's not solid around the perimeter edges. It is kind of blotchy looking. In fact, I want you to take your just a medium brush, a little flat one like this. Dip that into your blue and create some little blue accents. Let me show you how I'm doing that. I'm going to create some little blue accents just by squiggling it on in random places, just random places.
Okay.
Don't overdo it because we're going to put more textures down. You can blot it with your paper towel, smudge it around. So now it's looking a little bit more abstract. And then when you're putting the blue down, avoid the middle. So we're going to keep that center pretty solid white. So all of the little accents of color are going to be on the perimeters. I'll give you time to work on that, but I'll show you one more little thing we're going to do here is take some red and do the same thing with the red, just a couple little streaks randomly, just little tidbits of color, just to add interest. It's just to add interest to the background. So I just put a couple of little red streaks in there. You see that? It's very contemporary, very abstract. It's just one way of painting that just kind of appeals to the eyeballs.
It kind of looks like the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Can I say one more thing? I wanted to also introduce everybody to Jillian Kennedy. She's the owner of Blue Sea Care. She's a registered nurse. And if anybody ever has an issue, they can give her a call and she can give you any kind of advice that you might need. So, Jillian, would you like to say hello?
No.
No? Is she here?
She is.
Okay.
Hi, Jilly, and her beautiful girls.
Hi, Jilly.
Hi, Carla. Hi, Francine.
Hello.
I just want to thank everyone for joining these classes. We were a bit concerned when the pandemic hit with the painting classes, but they really, I'm so happy. It brings such joy to my heart to see all of you online enjoying every class on Saturday morning. And Carla and Francine, I just want to thank you so much for all the hard work and effort you put into bringing these classes to fruition.
Are you kidding? What a great way to spend Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's so nice.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you for sponsoring this.
Not at all. And listen, everyone enjoy the class. Let's continue.
Okay, thank you, Jillian.
Thanks.
So by now, even if you joined late, you might be caught up. We got the white background. We put some streaks of blue, some streaks of red. And we're ready to move on. Now we're going to, if you want to observe, there's some green accents, but I purposefully made the green look a little bit like leaves, grass, greenery, foliage. But it's a very abstract gesture. So I'm going to mix a little bit of green because I don't have green on my palette, but I'm going to take some blue and yellow and make a little bit of green. There we go, just a nice grass green. And on the lower left-hand side of your canvas, starting from the bottom, you can just swipe up and make some stalks of greenery, and then a couple on the other side as well. And see if you can resist making it perfect. Ha 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 ha. Because you want it to be, this is a very expressive interpretation of a poppy field. And then at the bottom, so I've got some little green stalks, and then at the bottom I'm just going to punch in some yellow dots, and those dots are going to represent maybe some other greenery, but nothing perfect. It's all kind of wild and contemporary looking. And then once you've got the yellow in and the green, then you can blow dry. Oh, actually, no, don't blow dry yet. We're gonna do one more thing after that. So I'll give you all a chance to catch up. So it's a very simple yet I think elegant composition. I think it's hard to mess this one up. But have fun with it. Okay. All right, so I'll put that up for everyone to see. Let's see. The close up. Almost looks like a finger painting. But wait, just you wait. Let me show you the other one. This is the direction we're going in. Okay, I'm going to talk about the last step for the background, which is very easy to do. It just might take a little bit of setup, so we can all do it in our own time. We're going to mix a little baby blue, so a lot of white with a little bit of blue and a lot of water. So it's going to be a very liquidy, light blue.
What size brush you got there? Small or medium?
Medium.
Okay. Yeah.
Because this part of it is so. Once again, we're going to mix a baby blue. There it is, baby blue, and then dip a lot of water. Take a few drops of water so that it's a little bit runny. Okay, here's the fun part. I'm going to flatten out my easel here, and we've done this before. This is just for fun. You're going to take that runny white and take a second brush. Helps if you have a second brush to tap this brush on top of. So it's going to be tap, 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 tap like this. But you're going to splatter blue, baby blue, all over your painting. And I want you to pretend you're Jackson Pollock and make it wild. Some of them can be big fat blobs, and then some of them little. Give yourself a variety of splatters, big and small. So if you're having trouble with it, it means you don't have enough water mixed into your baby blue. And this, you can go ahead and put it right on top of the white. Earlier I was saying you need to avoid the white and keep it clear, but in this case you could put some spatters. So much fun. Then
All over everything?
yeah, all over. Let me show you what I've got so far. I put it everywhere, and I tried to give myself a variety of splatters. Once you've got that to your satisfaction, then you can blow dry it, because at this point we're going to start doing our flowers. Have fun. All right, I'm going to mute myself so I can blow dry.
Everyone check their mute. Mute.
The person who's still splatter painting, mute please.
Okay, I'm back. So now I'm all this is dry now. I'm going to show you a close-up of my splatters. Super contemporary. Contemporary is a buzzword for really messy and crazy. Haha. You can see that close up. Nice splatters. So I would say we have a very interesting background. So I'm just kind of observing who's on screen right now to see who's blow drying. So once I feel, oh yeah, Kimberly.
Oh, all this time I've been working with oils. I know you are all working. That's what I started with, and it's impossible to make these splatters. It really is. Do you have a suggestion?
My suggestion would be to not do the splatters, and then after we're finished, if you decide you want to do some splatters, you're going to have to mix a little bit of medium with your baby blue and make it more runny. Do you have medium?
I have linseed oil and I have some other stuff.
You could even mix it with a little bit of terpenoid or turpentine just to make it runny.
I have some things by Gamblin. Neo-Makil.
What's it called?
It's called Neo, M-E-T-I-L-E. And then I have Galkide Light. They're all mediums, I think.
Yeah, you could use the alkyd, and just you could do it right now if you want to. You could do it now.
Okay. Which one do you suggest?
I think the alkyd will work just fine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. How did everything else go when you're doing it in oil?
Everything is fine, even when we did the tooth technique. And I just tried that, but that wasn't working on this.
It's because it needs to be runny. That's the secret to that.
Thank you. Okay, I'll mute
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah, you got it. All right. While everybody's catching up, I'm going to talk about the flowers. We have 3 flowers. Three in Western composition. Odd numbers are the magic combination. So when you're doing anything on your canvas, especially a floral scene, or boats on the water where there's objects, the magic number is an odd number. So here's our odd number. But what I learned in art school about composition was in Asian composition, even numbers are the magic number. So I just throw that out there so that you can observe when you're looking at Asian art, there's always a balance of yin and yang. They'll do 1, 2 instead of 3. Just the way that they approach that style of art is approached with even numbers in mind. But I guess I'm a little influenced by Western composition, and I'm going to do odd numbers. Wish I could show you an example. Maybe next time I'll show you an example. So we're going to have a tall flower on the left-hand side. So we're going to just keep in mind we're going to place something there, and then we're going to place one in the middle, and then we're going to place one on the right-hand side off to the right. Okay, so to start our flowers, we're going to need our orange and a square brush. If you have a bristly looking brush, that's a good one to use for flowers. Let me grab my bristly brush and show you what I'm talking about. There's a nice square brush, and we're going to use orange. If you don't have an orange, you can mix one real quick with red and yellow. And let's start with our top flower. So once again, we're going to start with this top flower. Oops, let me see. There we go. All right. And I want to place it up on the left, and I'm going to make a little arc, like a little rainbow shape.
You are upside down. Are you aware you're upside down?
I'm upside down?
Yeah, no, you have the green on top.
I need you, Marie. Keep me in line. Sorry. Okay, so it's going to be a little arc here, and I'm just painting it by dragging my brush up and down in an arc like this. Little arc. That's going to be the back side of the flower. If you want to, I think this is really fun to do. After you've got this arc shape done, dip your brush into your yellow and give it a couple of yellow streaks. Just little, see that? It's not uniform, it's just little dabs of color of yellow. Let me show you what I'm talking about in the, so here's the top flower on the front of the flower. It's going to be in red, but we'll do that after. I just want to show you where we're going with this. Then you're going to, once you've got this one done, you're going to go to the center of your canvas and make another one, but have the arc going in a different direction. So this one I kind of did off, leaning off to the left, upper left. And this one in the middle I'm going to have facing upward. And I'm going to make an arc right in the middle. All right, and I'm going to give it a couple of little yellow streaks. Okay. And now I'm going to work on the one on the bottom. So this one, I'll just have leaning a little bit to the right. And it's towards the bottom. Up and down, up and down, so that you can see the texture of the brush working there. So now I've got 3 flowers, flower back ends, back sides. One, 2, and 3. So you see that my arches are going off in different directions. So they're not all the same. Kimberly, were you ever able to do your splatters?
Yes, they're not great, but you know, I'm a critic of my stuff.
So you know you can play with that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Or leave them off altogether.
Well, I keep telling myself I'm going to switch to acrylic, but you know, I have an investment here.
I understand completely.
Okay.
Because it's a big investment.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as it's working for you. Thanks, Robbie.
Thank you, Carla.
Okay. I'll start talking about the front side of the flowers. With the same brush, rinse it out, get all the orange off of it. Dab off clean my brush. So I want to use the same brush, but I don't want any orange in it. Okay. I don't know what that sound is, but it's not me. Okay. Okay.
Carla, you would be able to see whose sound it is because it's going to pop in your screen.
Yeah, I was trying to pay attention to that, but everybody's muted except Elena.
Yeah, and I'm quiet.
Okay, yeah. I don't know what that was. That was strange. Okay.
She should mute so that we won't have any distortion either.
I
Okay.
don't know how to mute.
All right then.
Top of your screen, you have a little microphone that is written mute.
On the iPhone?
Oh,
Carla, if you go over to the participants. at the
Oh,
bottom
I
of the
can
screen,
mute it. I can mute her. Sure.
yeah,
You're right. You're right. Okay. All right. You're muted, Elena. But you can unmute yourself if you need to ask me a question. All right. Here we go. We're going to talk about the flowers. So on the left-hand side of the top flower, I want you to create a curved line like this and go back on top of it and go out like that. So you're creating like a little letter V, a little V, like V as in victory.
That's pure red.
That's pure red. So I'm creating a little V shape underneath my flower and leaving this space. We'll work on that in a second. Don't worry about that. And just do that to all your flowers. So little V shape under all your flowers. I'm going to close my front door because somebody is chopping down a tree next door. Let me go. still hear it though.
We cannot hear it from outside.
Oh, you can't? Okay, it was so loud. Now it should be nice and quiet. All right, so let me put those up. So I've got these V shapes underneath my flowers. Then, in the same motion that we did the orange with, we're going to fill that in. And it's going to come, you really got to watch this part. It's going to come up to the edge of the orange. And just like one stroke of paint, coming up to the edge of the orange. Don't cover up your orange. It's just going to come up to the edge of the orange. And once again, it's not perfect. It's kind of you want to leave some rough edges. Rough edges. Show you that. I'm showing my Facebook. So let's see. There you go. See how that's just coming up to the edge of the orange, and it's kind of overlapping the orange but not covering it, just overlapping it a little bit. You want to fill that in nice solid red, and note that it's not, the edges are rough. Okay, do that to all your flowers. Take your time and just have that color overlap your orange. And think about poppies that you've seen. The edges are kind of lacy and frilly. They're not a perfect straight edge. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. So that's what we've got so far. The next color after this is going to be black. And we're going to use a skinny brush, a liner brush if you have one. Francine, I'll let you be my gauge for timing. How are you doing? Wow, those are so pretty. Okay, so you're ready to move on. All right, so our next color is going to be black. Actually, I'm going to wait for Suzanne to finish because she's got her blow dryer on. I don't want her to miss our instruction. Okay, you're ready? All right, so grab your skinniest brush. Sometimes we call that the liner brush because it's for making straight, skinny lines. And we're going to give some black streaks at the bottom of our flower like that. See that? And it's not, the top side is ragged looking. The sides are clean and the point is clean, but the upper side is ragged. See that? Then hold your paintbrush out perpendicular to the canvas and drag it all the way to off the bottom of the canvas, and let that line be as skinny as you can make it. And for those who haven't heard this before, the more you press, the fatter the line's going to get. So the less you press, you can keep it skinny. And I let the line be vary in pressure. So part of it is really light, and then it's thicker and darker on some areas. So kind of, right? It doesn't have to be completely uniform from top to bottom. You see how that center is really thin? You can barely even see it. So you want to do that to all your flowers. So let it come to a point, and then drag down to the bottom and off the canvas for the stem. So poppies have little black seeds in the center. So with the same brush, right at the top edge of the red in the middle, top edge of the red in the middle, I'm going to put a little clump of black seeds. So just little dots like that. Right in the center. Did I do a good job? Is that in the center? Let's see. There we go. So just little black dots right in the center to represent the poppy seeds. Okay. Here's my centers. And while you're working on the seeds, take that same brush, and I want you to drag from the bottom up, create some little sticks. Just a couple little random black sticks or twigs. You see these little black twigs I've made at the bottom? That's just to add some interest to the bottom of our canvas. So it's not all green and yellow. I'm just putting some black sticks. There we go. Okay, let me show you that close up. See my little black twigs? And you just kind of swipe those on from the bottom up. See that? Little black twigs at the bottom. And then the black centers for the poppy seeds. And once you're finished with all that black, rinse your brush out, and we're going to do one final step. Believe it or not. Okay. I'm going to rinse my brush out. And the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to create some little highlights on the top edge of our red and on the top edge of our orange. Let me show you how we're going to do that. So I'm dipping in white. And in a very lacy gesture, let me show you something. When I'm doing a skinny line, I like to dip in and then roll my brush and drag it. Roll and drag, and that keeps the point, helps to keep the point. So once again, I dip it in, roll it and drag it so that I get a nice edge, a nice pointy edge. Because otherwise, sometimes you're trying to do a skinny line and you've got a glop of paint at the end of your brush and it doesn't work. It doesn't work for you. So here we go. Starting at the edge, I'm just going to roll this around. I'm going to do a little bit of skipping so that it's not completely a straight connected line. So I'm just skipping around and I'm creating this kind of lacy edge. And that's a little bit of highlight. And we can do that on the back side as well. I need more paint though. Also, I found that my white is really thick, so I do have to add a little bit of water to it to get it to be more runny. I'm going to do the same thing to the top edge, keeping it up and down, skipping a little bit, just a little highlight. There's the top. You want to do that to all three of your flowers. It's very ruffly. Let me see if I can get this. Okay. So it's catching the moonlight or the whatever that light is in the background. Keep in mind that you don't want that white line to be uniform the whole way through, so you want to press and pull. Press means the line gets thicker, pull means the line gets thinner. And I'm skipping a little bit So it creates a variety of brush stroke. I'm pressing and pulling. Press, pull, drag, skip, up and down. And one more. Let's see what we're going to do here. I'm happy with that. So now you can see that that really added some contrast, a little highlight at the tops, catching the light. There's that one. Facebook I'll show you in just a second. I'm going to show Facebook. So you see that little pops of light on the edges of the flower petals. And then all of a sudden we have this very dramatic painting. If you have questions at this point, just take yourself off mute. Mitch, did you do 3 flowers or 2 flowers? Looks like 2. Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry, this is her daughter, and I did 2, but she did 4. You want to hold it up?
And we should have done 3.
No, that's okay. Wow, I love it.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, that is so pretty. I would love to do a screenshot of everybody's flowers. Can you guys turn on your cameras and let's do a group photo? It's really fun to see these all together, even if you're not finished.
We're gonna show our paintings now.
Where are we?
How about, ooh, Daniel, that's so cool. Jean and Julie, Linda, Elena, Robbie, Sarah. Robbie, do you want to take a photo? Are you there? Randy, how about you? I want to see yours. Wow, pretty. Fran, let's see. Even if you're not finished.
I'm here.
Nice, Randy. Francine, we're waiting on you. Okay. Nicely done. Put him close up. Let's see him close up. No, don't go away yet, Kimberly. Okay. All right, one more. Marie. Oh, beautiful. Got it? All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Carla.
It was my pleasure. That was fun. I love poppies.
Thank you. Thank you.
Happy Saturday, everybody.
Thanks, Laura.
Okay.
Love all the variety of